Good morning, you guys. I'm coming to you from my office. I'm in Chicago, Illinois, and I owe you guys this video a long time ago. I've been thinking at least like if I get something out at least once a month, that'll be fair, I believe. I have lots of other things going on. I am still going through the process of getting my business license. I had started this video before. I did not get to finish because everything has been crazy busy. My kids have been in after school programs and things like that, so I was able to start it, but my head just wasn't in it, so I kind of scratched everything. And I've been debating, like, do I still want to post it, because maybe it's something in there that I'm gonna forget to put in the next one or something. So we'll see how that turns out, because actually I also was in the car. I was like, if I don't get it done now, I don't know when I'm gonna get it done. So I don't know how I feel about it being in the car. But so today I felt like was like the perfect time. I just dropped my car off to get fixed. I'm not sure how long that's gonna take, but I think I could knock this video out before they get back. And then let's see, it's 8:20. I have a meeting with SCORE. I believe I told you guys about them before. SCORE, SCORE. It's like a mentor organization where they can help you with business questions and things like that. And for the most part, they can kind of get to you sooner than the Small Business Association. Is that what it's called? SBA. So normally I deal with the SBA and I ask them questions. Sometimes they're not as knowledgeable specifically on home care, but business wise they can help you with like structuring your business, like finding a name that you want for your business, things like that. That's kind of generalized, they can really help you with. But when you get into specifics of your specialty, they don't always have the best advice and things like that from my experience. Now your experience may be different and everybody is different, and if they have experience or anything like that, they're offering their services through the organization. So you never know what type of background you're going to get. You might, in your state, surprisingly have somebody that has experience, you know, with home service agencies and things like that. So it's just different everywhere. But again, I was dropping my car off today, and I felt like it would be a perfect time because I was getting ready to write down in my notes to tell you guys. And I was like, let me just tell them, especially while it's fresh on my mind. Because I felt like, you know, wherever we go, people are like, oh, what do you do? And now I may work for somebody else in a home service agency until mine picks up, or until I'm waiting until I actually have my license in my hand and on the wall. That's what I'm waiting on. I just feel better that way. I want it. I just want to bask in the successfulness of obtaining that, because it was a long journey and process. Now, I am going into my 7th month. I don't mean long as in like a time frame, but just the feeling that it gives, like, okay, I turned this in, I wonder if I did it right. And then you're sitting around waiting and you're like checking your emails every 10 seconds. Like, that's what I went through. I'm like checking my emails every 10 seconds. Did they write me back? Did they receive it? Did I send it the right way? Do I have to resend it? Like, I just went through a bunch of that, and to me, it made the process so long. If I turn something in on a Thursday, chances are they probably won't respond to me till Friday, and then I have to wait the entire weekend. And when it goes into weekends, it's like, I know they're not there on the weekends, so I'm gonna have to add an extra 2 days, or holidays, I'm gonna have to add an extra 3 days. Like, it just made it really long. Eventually, I don't know if I shared with you guys, when I turned in corrections to the state. So there's somebody that you talk to, and I'm telling this because this will kind of ease you. You're talking to somebody and they're telling you what to do and get it back to them, and you're worried and you're nervous. Those are not the people that you need to be worried and nervous about. They're getting you prepared for the next person. The next person is the surveyor. That's who you need to be nervous about. And not even be nervous about if you do everything, read what's there. They tell me, like, on my packets and the emails and everything, there is no secret, like, there's no tricks. They're not asking you something and it's a trick question. It literally is what it is. So if you read it and you do exactly what it's saying, you're good. Okay? So don't think about it too much. Break your sentences up if you're not understanding, because that's gonna be the thing. I overthought some things. And some things I did right because there were typos, there were errors, and they actually corrected them. And yeah, so just, take your time with it, break it up if you're not understanding it. But initially, the people that you're talking to that are telling you, hey, we need your application to be revised, send it back. Okay, now we're going to need you to do these policies. Policy and procedures are the ones that we need. Get those turned in to us. Like, those are the people that's helping you. Those are the people you need to ask all the questions to. So the only question I did not ask them that I wanted to ask so badly is, are there templates for this? Is there examples for each, are there examples for each policy? I didn't want to ask. And I didn't want to ask because I thought that they were the top dogs. And I'm like, I can't ask them that. Of course not. Like, but you never know until you ask. So I didn't ask. I got through mine. Currently, the corrections that I had to make were the Alzheimer's training and the employee training and competency training. Yeah. And the whole mix up about that is they listed like 4 different times: competency evaluation, training. I don't know. I tried to go back and find it, but I just honestly didn't even have the patience at that time. I was like, let me just get what they asking and turn it in, because at this point I'm sick of it. But had they listed it all in one, I would have understood better. Because like I said, I'm taking it line for line and I'm putting exactly what they say. But it's really all the same training. So, I was like, oh, well, if I'm repetitive, they were repetitive. I'm going to put it in there again because I need to get this going. So I had the 2 corrections that I needed to make. The Alzheimer's training was missing completely. I had the Alzheimer's policy and procedure, but I didn't have the training. And then with the competency evaluation, good thing I'm talking about this because this, from my experience, was something that they did not include. So you have your caregivers or your home care workers. Remember, we don't want to call them CNAs. We have our home care workers, home service workers, homemakers, whatever you want to call them, that is not misleading into thinking that you are providing medical services. So whatever term sounds like non-medical is what we want to use. You have them go out and work for you. They're your workers. They're your employees. You think about training them and things like that. It does not say anything about your alternate agency manager. So you want to remember that. So if you're going to be training them, you're not going to train them on, documenting the daily service plan. You're not going to be training them on direct care with the clients. So you have to make sure that you know what your alternate agency managers duties are. What are their responsibilities? And then try to figure out from there. So they will need to do documentation. They will need to keep up with filing. So when you have a client, what's in their folder, so things like that. So kind of create a list, and then you want to base your training on what their duties are. So they could be online training. It could be like a role training. For instance, if I say I'm going to be the agency administrator and you're going to be the alternate agency administrator, and I'm going to come to you and I'm going to look at your file and you tell me what's in there, so you could do like role play. So just remember to do that. Another thing is, it's going to look kind of weird and out of place, but when you do your employee training, I steer so far away from the topic, but somebody said they like that, so I'm gonna keep going. with the competency, so it has the training listed in the administrative code that we have in Illinois. It has like a list of things, but that's really not competency, annual competency. Annual competency that is mandatory for us to really, all we have to list is hair care and mouth care. So in addition to that, though, I want to make sure that we're on top of all of our training all the time. So I list the initial training as well as hair care and mouth care. Exercise is also listed for another reason, single, like by itself. So I add that in there as well, just to cover myself. For one, I do want to have all training included at all times. I want my home care workers to be top notch, like legit. Also, because I didn't want anything coming back from the state, so I made sure I list everything, all trainings. So I am legit gonna train them in that way, but I also wanted to have it in there so that the state is not saying, oh, you're missing this, oh, you're missing that, this should have been here, but it should have been listed like this. Like, I just put it all in there. Now back to where I started. Somebody somewhere, wherever you go, is going to ask, what do you do? Even if you work for somebody else, you have your own business that you need to be worried about. You want to already know what you're going to say. What are you going to call it? Are you going to say, I am the owner of a home service agency? Are you going to say, I'm going through the process of obtaining my business license for home service agency? Like, what does that sound like coming out of your mouth? How do you want to say it? What's the best way for you to remember it as soon as somebody asks, what do you do? So let's get out of thinking, because, okay, I had a friend that was like, shoot, I don't need nobody thinking I don't work. It's a lot of work to obtain a business license. A lot of people save up to be able to take some time off and work on their business. I stopped working completely to work on my business. And I don't think people well, it depends. It depends on their background, knowledge of things, because I also feel like everybody as adults, we have responsibilities. So if you take off of work to work on something like a business, I feel like every day I'm thinking about the money that I could have made. I could have made this today. I could have made that today. But if I'm not consistently going to work, they don't want you there. And again, that depends. Because if they're really needy, it's an agency. And if you could come in every Saturday, they love that. That's not the type of job I'm at. I'm at a home care service agency myself. So these people want you to come every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you're only going to be able to come Wednesday, they don't want you. And actually, since the year began, we had a rush of caregivers that were available. So there's so many other people to choose from. If they're going to make it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they want them and not me. Okay. So, I'm thinking about the money every day that I could have made. I could have made this. I could have made that. So I'm going to make this count. I'm going to make sure I put my all and everything into my business license, and structuring my business and branding it, bringing it up, all of that. Okay. Where some people, like the other day, my grandma was like, well, you ain't doing nothing but sitting at home all day. And I was like, that's not the first time I didn't hear it in that way, but that's not the first time I heard it. And it's like, I am a mom. I am a single mom. As you see, like I said, I just dropped my car off. I have to maintain my car. I have to maintain my house. My son has behavior problems. So like, I'm very busy. I'm always here, there, everywhere, forgetting to do things for myself. I'm in the middle of a weight loss journey. So I have so many things that I'm juggling. I was going to let it go, but I was like, I am not just sitting at home. Believe me, okay? But I had to say something to grandma. I had to let her know. But, you have to get over people thinking that of you and do what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so forget about saying, oh, I work at a warehouse, I've been there for 20 years. We ain't talking about that warehouse. That's great. That's an amazing accomplishment. So congratulations if you're somebody like that. You've been in the office for 10 years, you've been here for whatever it is. That's amazing. And it's resilient, and it shows that you have loyalty and you have what it takes to be in something and give it a good run. You know what I'm saying? But that's great, and you can mention that if you want to, but I feel like we want to focus everything on us, our business, bringing it up, word of mouth, and letting people know about it. So this is probably like the 5th time recently, within November alone, maybe, that somebody's always asking me, what do I do? Or something similar to that, where I can bring my business into it. So I'm like, you know what? That's something I need to let the subscribers know. Have that ready already. When I dropped my car off to get fixed, they gave me a ride home. And the gentleman that gave me a ride home, I was like, I have a Zoom meeting at 10 o'clock. So let's say you guys get done at 10 o'clock. Would you be able to wait until like 11 to come and get me? Because this meeting is really important. And I was already thinking about it last night. So I'm like, okay, make sure you tell them. So he overheard me. And when we got in the car, he was like, I heard you have a pretty busy morning, huh? You have a meeting to attend at 10 o'clock. I said, yes, because it does get super busy. Like I said, I'm not just sitting around. I check emails, I respond to them. Sometimes it's the kids' school, sometimes it's business, it's the state. Sometimes, I don't know, it might be my bills, like electric and stuff. Like, I just never know what's coming, but it's always something, and I'm trying to juggle that and then maybe the meeting, and then maybe I did the meeting and now I have to put some work together, and then, it's just always something. But I feel like once I pick my kids up, all of that stops, and I could kind of relax because, being a mom comes natural. I gotta eat, they gotta eat. I cook, we eat, we shower. My kids go in the bed at 7:30, sleep by 8 o'clock, because they do a lot of talking, laughing, and playing, and they don't like to wake up in the morning. Sometimes I feel like that's too early, I can't. But when I see how they wake up and they don't want to wake up and they lose things and they crying and whining, then I realize, no, this is for their own good. They need to be in the bed by 7:30 and sleep by 8 o'clock. It runs smoother. I don't have to be a mean mom. I don't feel bad about it at all when I see the better results from them going to sleep early. So that's just something to think about if you're a parent as well. By them being asleep at 8 o'clock, I probably will stay up till 2 o'clock at max. I try to be asleep. I try to turn the TV off at 12. It might take me 7 minutes to fall asleep, but that's a pretty good amount of time where I don't have to do anything. So, if I want to, I could take that opportunity to finish some things off, but I like to find a movie, find a TV show or something like. So I feel like I rush and do things in the daytime. As soon as the kids get out of school, if they don't have after school activities and stuff like that. If they have after school activities, it's still busy. Once we get home, like I said, I feel like it's more, now I can relax. Now I can let my hair down. It's a good type of balance, kind of. I don't really take breaks in the morning. I don't even eat sometimes until they get home from school, which I need to work on that, especially being on a weight loss journey. So yeah, my mornings be so busy. It be so overwhelming that I can't even talk, like lay it out for you right now, but very busy. So I had to take a deep breath when he said that. But I explained to him, yeah, I have a busy morning. He said, so what do you do? And it sounded like he was going to say, if you don't mind me asking, but he was just like, what do you do? And I told him, I said, I'm in a process of obtaining a business license for home service agency with seniors. And he was like, okay, and what does that look like? Like, what do you help them with? My response was, so I help with non-medical activities, and that pretty much is like, helping them get ready for the day just as you and I would. If that's brushing their hair, brushing their teeth, getting them dressed, maybe preparing breakfast. I left my little blanket upstairs. I'm like chilly and then I'm cool, and I'm chilly and I'm cool. So my response, how did I get working with seniors? And I let him know honestly. My mom has been doing it since before I was born. When I was in high school, she asked me if I wanted one of her clients, and I took one of her clients, and from then on, it was easy. I could do it, and I liked them. So my idea of it was easy, I'm explaining this to y'all, but I also said this to him. My idea of easy is you have to be a certain type of person to assist seniors. They come in just like all people. They're all different. Some you have to change your brief, some you don't. And whatever it is, I'm able to roll my sleeves up, put gloves on. I don't think I've ever been in a situation where something smells so bad I can't take it. I have to say no. I don't think I've been in a situation where I'm gagging. I'm pretty good about that. I don't think there's an attitude that I can't deal with. And there's not many people servicing seniors. So the same way I said being a mom comes natural to me, I feel like it's not just being a mom. I feel like it's the nurture and care of people. And I have a dog, maybe even animals, but just it's not something that all people have. It's not. When I was in a car place yesterday, because they checked the car out yesterday, they're fixing it today. Long story, I was there yesterday. There was a little girl and a mom. And the little girl she was fine, and then she was crying, and she was fine, and she was crying. Well, the mom was like on her phone. When she talked, she seemed real nice. Like, I was like, oh, she's so cute with her little snow pants. She was so cute. And, she laughed and she was like, thank you and stuff like that. And then she would like play with her daughter in a friendly way. But then after I got on my phone and stuff, I could tell like in my peripheral vision, she wasn't so playful with her. So I kind of read like, okay, you could see through people. Okay. That's another thing. So it takes a certain type of person. You have to really be in it because people can see through you. So even though she was playing with her daughter and she's like, oh, as soon as I got on my phone and she probably thought I wasn't paying attention or whatever, I could see that, now her daughter is here and she's on her phone and she ain't looked at the baby none. Like maybe in her peripheral vision she was. But then also later on the baby fell. Now she picked up the car seat because the baby was like holding on to the car seat and it rocks. So the baby fell and I heard like a glass or something. So I thought something bad maybe happened, like I heard glass. I didn't hear it break, but I heard glass, like her head maybe hit glass. And so the mom picks up the car seat but leaves the baby on the floor. And I'm on my phone like, I'm on my phone like this. Very uncomfortable. And I'm like, okay, maybe she's one of those, like, if you fall, dust yourself up and get back up. She teaching her young. Or, like if you don't react, they won't react. But it was that in addition to everything else that had me like, I'm praying for baby Bella tonight. I don't know. I prayed for that baby last night. I really did. Because I really don't know. And I started to feel like maybe the mom was tired. Maybe she needed help. And My next order of business is daycare. So if that's something you're interested in, subscribe, stay tuned. Let me know. Let me know. Because I can get started on some stuff right now. But, like who to reach out to and, you know, stuff like that. I can get started on some stuff right now. But let me know. So I was kind of jumping ahead. I was like, should I offer my services? Because I can get started. But it's like a lot of people where I live are hurting their children or doing worse. And if I could say, baby Bella, you know, I just felt so bad. Like, if I could help her any type of way, I wanted to. But I was just like, I can't take on that right now. I'm going to pray for the baby. And I'm going to leave it to God, you know. And one thing I worked on this year, still working on this year, probably like in May, I decided I'm not going to have an opinion about people because you never know what anybody is going through. And I think that's really good to have in this industry as well. Not to have opinions about anybody, especially like seniors. They're up there in age. They probably have underlining health issues and things like that. You never know. Some days are better than others. Some days, you know, they wake up and they might say, oh, my joints hurt. Some days they wake up and they want to start exercising. Like, you know, they feel really good. You never know. They want to go shopping. They're talkative. Some days they're tired. They don't want to get out of bed. It just depends on, you know, their mood, their body. That those things are out of our control. So you don't want to have an opinion about them. And just like the baby's mom, I didn't want to have an opinion about her. But I could just tell that, you know, she's either exhausted or some people just don't have that nurturing skill or it just doesn't come natural to them. And I have that. And I feel like as long as I can do it, I'd rather apply it here because there's a need for it. Not only that, but me taking the steps to have my own agency, you know, you never know where that's going to be. Like I said, I want to have a home name where, you know, they're like, oh, where do you go for fast food? People say McDonald's. Somebody might say Burger King. I want people to be like, well, where do you go for home care services? And, you know, somebody mentions me or everybody mentions me. Like, I'm trying to get to that point. And what comes with that is, well, what's so special about them, especially to everybody else? So the same way that I work somewhere and they're asking for my feedback on what they could do differently, what they need to add, or, you know, just as time goes by, I give them feedback and I see them applying it, you know, they're learning something from me. And I'm not getting paid for it. But to have my own business going, my own agency, and people start to adapt to what I'm doing, like I'm able to put it out there more because I'm not just working with my agency and the person behind it, but now I am my own agency and I can bring it out into the community. You know what I'm saying? So whether that be like my flyers, brochures, word of mouth, commercials for social media, that's what I'm going to be doing. It's mine now, so I'm going to brag about it. So instead of being in this agency only and they're keeping it only in their agency and they don't advertise, they're a nonprofit, they don't do a lot of that, I can share it into the community and people will start to make changes because now I'm setting the bar high and there's going to be competition if you don't meet me up here with the way that you treat people, with your rates, with the services that you provide, with your customer care, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm going to be making a bigger change in the community and in the industry. So that's something that I really want to do. After asking me how I got into the industry, he says, okay, so we have 2 senior buildings. And I'm like, who got 2 senior buildings? I said, 2 senior buildings. He said, yes. He said, at my church, we have 2. He said, one of them is like an independent living. And I said, oh, okay. Now, see, independent living is where I can help because they're living independently. And in order to not be in a nursing home or something like that, they want to stay home. I can help them with things that they're unable to do, that would, if they're not able to do it, would land them in a nursing home. But as long as they have somebody to help them, they can remain at home. So, I explained that to him, and I was like, so if I'm going to advertise, it helps if I'm licensed, because I can then go to that place and say, do you mind if I pass out some flyers, or can I have these flyers, is there a place for my flyers where people could take them, if they are interested, and things like that. So I just explained that whole thing to him, and he was like, yeah, so that's one that we do have. And he explained to me his experience working with seniors, not necessarily working with them, but just talking to them. And these buildings are through his church, he said. So I'm just like, I don't want to give too much information on him, but being careful with what I say. They're through the church. So he was just letting me know, like, yes, I love, talking to the seniors, and, he just loves their company, and, their fun and stuff like that. We were just talking about that. And I said, it got a little quiet. So I was like, yeah, I saw that a lot of seniors came in and out as I was there yesterday. And I was thinking to myself, how can I collab with them? And, he was like, yes, we have this one lady. She's in an apartment complex. She lives down the street in an apartment complex. And she just told everybody about us. And so they're coming here, and they're seniors. And I was like, oh, okay. So guess what? Now I know down the street, there's an apartment complex with lots of seniors. And I'm going to go do my research when I get my car back. But, just talking to people and being nice. And it's early in the morning. I am not a morning person. Baby, I had my shades on. I had my jacket on. I had my scarf on. And I was like, get me home. But there was an opportunity. There was an opportunity for me to let somebody know, in case maybe he had a loved one that needed assistance. He is an older gentleman. Looks like he takes really good care of himself. He looks a little, I could tell he's a little older though. So he may, I don't never want to put that on nobody, but things happen that we cannot control. You never know who's going to need services. My mom had kidney stones, a couple months back. People don't, it doesn't have to be for a long term. It could be, they just got out of rehab. They need somebody until their daughter moves in, or, something like that. It's not always long term. So always be in the mood. Always be nice everywhere you go. Always be nice. Always be willing to look up and say hi or good morning when you're walking past someone, or, whatever. You never know what that's going to bring to you. This video is how to get clients. I feel like when people come on YouTube and they answer this question, they are just not thinking outside the box. More like, oh, use the SEO, which is great. Use it. Use the SEO, business cards. Those things are great. But there are just simple things every day that you can do that can attract clients. Is this even where I had a list when I was in my car, and I wish when I had the urge to write it, I would have just did it, because it would have just flowed. Like, you see, this whole video just flowed. Now it's probably about to get choppy, but I'm going to get you your information, okay? So, because I'm going to be looking at my notes, and I might be like, oh, this kind of goes with that, but I already said that. Hold on, I might have to find my notes, y'all. I got 2 notebooks here. But anyway, one of the things, I got 3 notebooks. I love me a notebook. Branding, I would say, if you like to wear hats, put your business name on a hat. If you like to wear, I wear graphic t-shirts all the time. I'm not really big on fashion. I don't really be going nowhere. I'll be like running errands, doing mom duties, and that's a perfect time. If you're out doing mom duties and you have, you know, your brand on your shirt, your agency logo on your shirt, maybe the name, the number, and the logo is probably all you need. If you want to throw an email in, that's okay. But generally, I don't think you're walking by and stuff, people have enough time to jot down an email or memorize it unless it's really easy. Even with phone numbers, sometimes they don't remember it. But yeah, so I just feel like that's the perfect time, because wherever you go, you may run into a senior or somebody that needs assistance. So just simply having your logo, the name of the agency, and the telephone number, or maybe even say we do home care and have the phone number and the logo or something like that. Non-medical home services, called today, something like that, can really go a long way. On my merchandise, I do t-shirts, and I do it on the front of the shirt and I do it on the back of the shirt. Because when you're facing somebody, people don't always look at you, you know. But if your back is turned, people love to read shirts. They do, okay? I'm going to let you know that people love to read shirts. It got to the point for me where, okay, my shirt says her. Sometimes I would get a shirt and I don't care what it says. Like, I'm running errands. I put it on to run errands and not look cute. I don't care what this shirt say. But when I first bought it, I knew what it said. I bought it because I liked what it said. It was relatable. You know, maybe it was funny or whatever. So at the time, I probably knew what my shirt say. But after a year or something, after 5 months, whatever, I don't know what that shirt say. I got plenty of shirts, you know. So people would be like, oh, what does your shirt say? And I'll be like, I don't know. And that is so embarrassing to me. But people love to read shirts. So especially if your back is toward them, because people don't want to feel like you're staring them down, they're staring you down, or they're looking at you. So generally when you see them looking, they look away. So if you have it on the back of your shirt, maybe they'll try to catch you, or they'll see you again later. Or if they're just seeing you for the first time and your back is turned, they want to read your shirt. People love to read shirts. So that's just a good, easy way. You don't have to do any type of interaction. You're like a walking billboard. And that is amazing. People pay thousands for billboards. So that's one way. But like I was saying before, just looking up and smiling at people and saying good morning. Because sometimes, especially if it's a senior, if you're just walking through the store and you're like this, or you're walking fast, you know, if they want to ask you something, they're not going to. They want to get out of your way. If you're friendly and approachable and you're like, good morning. Even me this morning, I was like this. If I'm walking past somebody, say I was walking past a senior, I would be like, good morning. You know, just kind of make it natural, like I was taking my glasses off anyway, but I really wasn't. I just want them to see me. I want to make the eye contact. I want to look up. I want to be approachable, friendly. I want to say good morning. And it might, you know, if you're in a grocery store, that's another point. This is how I want it to flow, but I don't want to miss anything. Grocery stores, Target opens early for seniors. They have that first hour of the day to do their shopping. So, you know, we know it's for seniors, but we help seniors. So let's go early when the seniors are there. You know, so if you're walking through the store and you're walking past the senior, you got your shades on, or you got your mean mug on, whatever it is, hurry up and change it. They're coming, they're approaching. You see them coming. You want to take your glasses off, or you want to put them up on your head and good morning, how are you doing? And they might be like, oh, hi. Oh, do you know where I can find Tylenol? Oh, come on, let's see. I think it might be this way. You want to follow me? And just because you're helping them now, they already asked you something, for one. Now they feel like, you know, from the interaction that they did have with you, you're pretty nice. So at any moment, you could pull out your business card. You know, they're going to say thank you. So at the time they say thank you, be ready. Oh, of course, anything. I don't work here, but is there anything else you probably need help with? I got some time. I don't mind helping. You know, if they say yeah, help them. If they say no, then don't. But offer a business card. You know, I keep these business cards on my desk. Everywhere I go, if I see a business card, I pick it up, because you never know. So, you might think to collab with somebody. I might look at this business card and what do I have here? I have chiropractor. They might see seniors. I might be able to collaborate with them or something. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Call and ask. But anyway, here's a business card. My name is such and such. I have a home service agency. I actually help seniors with like grocery shopping. If you just wanted company during grocery shopping, if you needed a ride, or if you wanted me to go for you so you don't have to go out. Like, it's getting really cold. It's ice outside, I could actually do that for you if you needed meal prepping. If it's, hard areas in the home to clean, like behind the toilet. I could help you with things like that if you needed. But take my business card, and if you ever need me, just give me a call. Don't hesitate to reach out. And I just took off like I was really talking to somebody. But yes, get into character, get it done. And that's how you can find clients in stores. Figure out what stores have what for seniors. There's Denny's, they have like senior day where they do discounts and stuff. And maybe you catch somebody walking in. Maybe you time it. Maybe it was a coincidence. I'm just saying, if you could give your business card to one or two people, that's fine. Maybe going in and maybe walking out. But yes, or maybe you could call and talk to Denny's and ask them, I know you guys have senior day. Is there a way that we could collaborate? And, I could ultimately let them know what you're trying to do. Ultimately, I'm trying to gain clients. It's the winter time. It's the holiday time. A lot of seniors need help around this time. And we're just trying to give awareness to our agency. So if there's any way that we could work together, I would love to, So don't be afraid to reach out to these places. The only thing they could really say is no. Sometimes they may say like, you want to have a plan before you call anyway. Have an idea of what you could do in exchange for. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe I'll bring my seniors here for senior day or something, or at the end of the year I'll give them a gift card or certificate. I don't know, something. You think of that yourself, what you can do, and in exchange for them allowing you to maybe pass out flyers or to have a sign there, or something like that. There is it's like an acrylic like something you could put your flyer in that stands up like a picture frame, but it's like acrylic and it's see-through on both ends. So, and they actually have those on the tables. They're a little smaller though, but maybe you can just have that. They can have that somewhere in the front of the store with your agency's information. If people see it, they see it. If they don't, they don't, But yeah, you could just figure out what different type of ways you can collab. So like I did ask, I didn't really ask, but I was wondering how I could collaborate with you guys, because I see a lot of seniors coming in here, and he told me where the resources came from. So it's basically like you could collab with us, but I'm telling you, they are coming from the building up the street. So do with that information as you will, and that's how I took it. So some of those stores are Publix, Kohl's, Ross, Denny's. They have senior discounts or senior days, things like that. You can call around and ask. You can Google it and try to make a point to be there. Try to find a reason to be around. This could just be any day throughout the day. If you're at a Walmart, if you're at a Dollar Tree, seniors love Dollar Trees. If they're limited and they're on Social Security benefits. A lot of the people that I assisted went to Dollar Tree because one, it's affordable, and two, they love to shop, and you could like cash out at Dollar Tree, honestly. So there's that. Let me cross out some of the things I mentioned, and then I'm going to come back with the next thing. Okay, I'm looking at my list, and I know I had word of mouth here somewhere, but I can't find it. It literally just says word of mouth. I just wanted to cross it out. But I've said this already. Be nice all the time. The reason is because of word of mouth. If somebody sees you out, and I'm going to bring this up again, having a t-shirt or a hat or something with your business logo and the agency name and number, things like that, helps if you're out. So think about this when you have caregivers. A lot of agencies I see say just wear scrubs, or they allow them to wear like tights and a scrub shirt, or scrub bottoms and a regular t-shirt. I'm going to say that I recommend you provide one shirt. And so I have a friend here in my hometown that makes shirts, but I also have a Cricut, so I know how to put a name on my shirt as well. This will be a very good investment if you have it, if you can do it. Otherwise, you know, it's something that you can work up to. My Cricut machine, I think, cost me, oh, don't even give me the line. I bought it a while ago. So I sew. I made hair bonnets, robes, pajama bottoms, mainly face mask and hair bonnets is what I made. So I might put like somebody's name on it, and customize it that way, or like a heart or something. So my Cricut machine will like create it, and then it would cut it, and then I would just have to peel it off and iron it on. So I did a lot of names and like a heart or a star. So I have that experience. It's super easy. You can buy t-shirts in bulk. Sometimes the Dollar Tree has t-shirts. So you could just kind of get a variety of sizes, or as you get your caregivers, you can go out to maybe like Walmart and get a t-shirt, or I want to say Burlington has just plain t-shirts, probably in the men's, but it's for working. So, and then I'm going to add that I won't gatekeep. Okay, I'm gonna add this to my business though. I provide one shirt. I'll provide one. Maybe as I make a little more, I'll provide two. But ideally, I would like to offer 2 t-shirts. Any other shirts you want, you would have to purchase. So I want to be able to give them a t-shirt, like a relaxed t-shirt like this, and a scrub top is what I want to be able to get. But I also want to sell it. So if you feel like 2 shirts is not enough, and you're a person that works full time, or you're a person that works 5 days a week, they're probably going to want to buy the shirt. My caregivers are going to be required to have something with the agency's name on it, because as they're out, maybe grocery shopping or walking into a complex, a senior building, or I don't know, maybe they have to take the client to Social Security Administration, something like that. They have the agency on there. They're a good representation. They should have their hair pulled back. They should have a positive attitude. They should be very helpful to that client. That's going to provide word of mouth. They're being nice. People are seeing that. They're doing their job correctly, adequately, and they know who to contact because it's on that caregiver's shirt. So just because I already have the Cricut, I don't see this being a problem. I think I can easily go get a $3 t-shirt and just print it out. So that's something I could do quick and easy. Okay, so myself, if I'm out and I'm nice all the time, it allows me an opportunity to engage more and be able to find any reason to put my business out there. Like, you know, okay, well, I'll talk to you later. I have a meeting to attend. I have a home service agency where I help seniors. So if you know anybody, but I have a meeting, and they might be like, oh, I actually do. Or, you know, or actually, let me give you my business card, you know. So even upon leaving or greeting, if there's any type of way you could just throw your business in there, do it. That's literally what I did this morning, and I got so much information. So just being nice all the time, especially if you are going to be working yourself. So myself, when I get started, I'm going to work with the clients as much as I can. When I start to get overwhelmed, or if I have too many clients, then I'm going to start allowing people to come in and help me as far as caregivers. So as long as people see me out with my clients, just always be nice, especially when you have your brand on, you have your kids with you. If your kids are triggering you, it was a moody day for you or something, don't put it on. So just make sure when you put it on, you remember or think to yourself that everybody is looking at you, everybody is judging you, everybody is critiquing you. Keep your cool. And for some reason, I don't know, it's like when I put my t-shirt or my sweater on or whatever I'm putting on that has my agency logo and name, I'm not even kidding y'all, I walk around like this for no reason. Like, that's just my face. I just be relaxed. Like, so when I put it on, I don't know, it's just for some reason I just smile all the time. And it's crazy because I used to tell my family, like, they'll be like, why you look like that or something? And I'll be like what? Like, who's just gonna walk around looking goofy all day just smiling for no reason? Like for what? But I don't know, maybe it's a certain type of peace, or maybe I feel proud and like just not really paying attention, but maybe I feel proud to have a shirt on with my agency on it. I'm not sure what it is, but when I put it on, I generally do just smile all day. So you kind of want to you want to look pleasant. You want to look approachable. When you see people walk past them, greet them. If you're at a checkout line in Target, make sure you say hello or ask how they doing or something like that. Feed into their conversations, tell them to have a good day. It was nice talking to you. It was nice meeting you, or whatever. Get familiar with these people. When you go into Target or something, you could just be like, oh, hey, Rachel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because now you want to establish a presence in the community. That's another one. Establishing a presence in the community. You can volunteer. So with me and my kids, we volunteer to feed my starving children and loaves and fishes. Or fishes and loaves. I can never remember how it goes. But we volunteer there all the time, as much as we can. So every single time that the kids can go, we go. Because it's usually like once a month. But it's not something that they can always do. And other than that, I go when I have the opportunity. When I think of it, when I see their advertising, when I see they need it or something like that, I go. And when I go, I have my agency shirt on. As I'm editing, I just want to mention that you can collaborate with places or organizations that you volunteer at or that need volunteers. So just call and ask how you can collaborate with them, introduce yourself, and let them know what you're interested in, what your ultimate goal is, and how you can help them as well. So yeah, and again, so one time I went and I just had a t-shirt on from Ross. It said blessed. And then it said forever. It was kind of like a jersey, but it was a sweater, and it said blessed forever. And it was a senior across from me, and she said, I love your shirt. I got compliments on my shirt all day. And so that's another reason why I say I know people they love to read shirts, especially seniors. They always ask me, what does your shirt say? So for instance, if you're at a client's house and you're helping your client and they have family over or they have friends over, you have to think, if you're there with a client, they may have brothers and sisters in the same age range, or older than them. They may have friends in the same age range or older than them, or even getting there. If you can get a hold of them before they need help, that's always good, because people are scrambling to remember or to know where they can go for help. That's why I said, like, I want people to think about it and be like, oh, where can I go for home service agency help? Oh, we can go to Tony's establishment, But if they know somebody, they're going to call somebody and say, hey, Wilma, your caregiver, what agency does she work for? Can I have the phone number? We need help over here, or something like that. So as long as they saw Wilma being cared for properly, or Wilma saying good things about you, they're going to hit Wilma up and they're going to say, can we have their business card? Can you send me a picture of it? Can I write their number down? They're going to be asking Wilma who she uses. And it's just going to keep going and going and going. So that's something to think about. Online presence. I'm just starting at the top of my list now. Online presence is important. So social media, a lot of you may be from social media. For sure, probably Facebook. There's a couple of groups that I'm in. They're mainly groups, but I do have my own Facebook page. And so some of the people that, like, I chat with them in a group, they might hit me up in the messages, or just because I answer their question in another group, they'll come and like like what I have on my page, they come and engage. They enhance the engagement on that profile or whatever. So when I have an opportunity, if I'm bored or something, I will scroll through the groups. I like to look for information as well, because I can always learn from somebody else. Like, that's another thing. Always be willing to learn. Always be teachable. Don't think because somebody's a janitor you can't learn anything from them. Like I said, a lot of things that I'm saying today doesn't pertain to just home service agency. So if you're one of those people and you came here and you were like, oh, this is based on home service agencies, I can't get anything from her. Not true. Any business that you have, you can brand a t-shirt, put it on the front and back. A lot of people do it on the front only. So it's food for thought. It gives you a little bit more information, a different way of doing things than other people would normally do. If you have a doggy daycare, you can have a branded t-shirt, put it on the front, put it on the back. Like, this information is literally for anybody. But if you didn't tune in, you would be missing out if you are starting a business. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that you can never learn from somebody else. There's one of the doctors that I saw yesterday. I was getting an update for my physical and my TB testing to continue on if I work. But even if I work for myself, I still need that. So I'm keeping up with it. So at this time, she's a doctor, but before she was a doctor, she was a physical trainer. Before she was a physical trainer, I think she said she was a nutritionist, but it was a couple of different things. So for me to have her as a doctor, I was like, girl, you did all of that. Like, I could ask you a series of questions and I could just feel confident. Like, I can only imagine how much experience and knowledge that you have. Like, I love that I met her, that we crossed paths. I love that she's my doctor, you know, and she really did have really good information and context to everything she said, you know what I'm saying? So, and that just comes with, you know, just the background that she has and doing all these different things. Amazing. Physical trainer and a nutritionist. That is amazing. And then you moved on to be a doctor? Girl, what? You know, so you never know what people did in the past. You never know what they're working towards. You never know what type of information they have. They can have somebody at home that's a senior that they've been helping, or somebody comes in to help them so they know about a certain program, or Medicaid, or a vet program, or somebody that's looking for caregivers and you can take them under your wing. You don't write people off and assume that they don't have anything to help you. Just, you know, always be nice, always take in information, always take the extra 2 seconds to allow somebody to share something with you, and so on. But anyway, I go through these groups and I'll see questions that people ask and I'll answer their questions sometimes. Sometimes people be so far off. People don't answer the question at all. People are judgmental. They rather say, oh, well, why would you do that instead of this? And so, like, when I see stuff like that, that's typically what I like to comment on, because they came here for an answer, you know, and they didn't come here to be judged, come here to be laughed at. You know, everybody comes in at a different level. Some people have experience because they helped a loved one before, so they know a little bit more. Some people come in and, you know, during school, I had the opportunity to go through a CNA program during high school. I didn't take it because I needed extra credits to graduate early, and I was trying to leave school early, so my priorities was a little messed up, but I had the opportunity to do so. So, you know, you might be like, an 18-year-old can't teach me nothing. An 18-year-old probably graduated taking a CNA course in school. Okay, so never write anybody off. But just by me answering questions, and then I'm doing it on, even if I'm not doing it on that page, I have my business page listed on my profile. So by me answering those questions and helping people out, they want to check it out and see, who is this girl? Okay, so now they're going through my stuff. Maybe they find my business page and then they start engaging, or they message me and they ask me things. And, you know, now because they always, you know, refer back to me for questions. I have people that's like, a woman was like, I don't feel comfortable. Like, I know if I hear this from you or what to do from you, I can go out and do this. And her question actually was, if I'm in a store, how do I get a client? How do I take on that client? How do I introduce myself to that client? And I gave her maybe 3 different ways she could do it. But yeah, and I was just like, what? Me? If I tell you? Like, that just felt so good. But online presence for sure. What I typically do, you can schedule postings for I want to say a month out, maybe 2 months out, whatever it is, that's what I do. So I go in, I have a link, I'll put a caption. At first I did every single day because I wanted to build up the algorithm. But when I saw that it really wasn't doing nothing, I was like, it doesn't really matter. So then I did like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And now I kind of do like, I kind of chop it up. I don't really do a specific day. If I ended the week on Friday and I posted on Friday, then I probably won't post till like Tuesday. Like however it looks good on the calendar is how I post. So if it's been like 4 days in a row I didn't post, I won't do that. So I'll kind of break it up and post maybe on the third day, and so on. If it's holidays, I make sure that those holidays have a post, a greeting, like a happy holiday, whatever it is. Certain national days, like National Nurse Day, National, I don't know, like certain months, like breast cancer awareness or, anything like that. This is kind of in the industry that we are working with. So I'll make sure I have like medical things like that, just to bring awareness as well. So lots of information and articles on my Facebook business profile. I don't get into TikTok too much. I do have one, but I can't be consistent. I might as well take it out. Instagram, don't have it. It's just, for me, it's too out there, like different states and stuff. I don't really have control over. I can't really see what's going on. But Facebook, I'm more familiar with. It's more easy. So I have a larger presence with my business on Facebook. But I make sure it's up to date. So I said this in a previous video, but I apply a lot of things in my personal regular life to my business life. So on Instagram, if you're following somebody and they don't post and you don't even know them and stuff, it doesn't pay to follow them, and I had to get used to, I don't need to follow everybody. If somebody likes my content and they enjoy it and they want to see more of me, they're going to follow me and they're not going to think about, is she following me back? They don't care. They want to see that content. That's because I applied that to, my personal life. Like if I want to see, I don't know, Usher live out his residency in Las Vegas, I'm going to follow him. I'm not thinking about if he's going to follow me back. I'm pretty sure he's probably not going to follow me back, but I want to see that content. So I'm going to follow him with no regards, I would say, like, don't get too caught up in, I have to go follow people back and things like that. If people are asking questions, comment back when you can. Well, when I go on people's page and I see that they haven't been on there since 2021, I typically think they're not active and I'll unfollow them. So a note to myself is, it doesn't have to be that I'm posting every day, but make sure that I'm posting 2 to 3 times a week, just so if somebody goes on, they can see this page is still active, because a lot of businesses will start and, they have a bumpy road. They may not make it. And if I had something posted from back when I started the Facebook page, back, I don't know when it was, maybe April, maybe like March, April. If that was my last posting and people are checking me out and now I'm licensed and I want to promote this Facebook page, it's going to look like you have not been established. So I had already thought about that and I was like, I'm going to work on this Facebook page all the way up until I get licensed. So when people come here, they're going to be able to scroll. It's going to be so much information, free information that's not me selling myself. Same thing here. I don't mind helping anybody with like, the information that I'm giving you now. Let's say somebody has specific questions and they wanted to talk to me privately. I'm super busy, as I told y'all. So unfortunately, I do have to charge because I do have so many other things that I need to be getting done. I don't mind carving the time out in my day, but because of that, like I said, after the kids go to sleep, I have a good, 2 to 3 hours to myself or something. So if I carve out a part of my day for you, now I'm going to be up doing work when I should be relaxing. So unfortunately, I do have to charge, but it's not something I'm selling to you. You know what I'm saying? It's available. I'm available if you need that one-on-one support or assistance or reassurance or mentorship or whatever it is that you need. I'm available, but I do have to charge, but I'm not going to just throw it and sell it to you. You know what I mean? So same thing on Facebook. Every now and then, if I'm thinking about having a sale or, Black Friday just came, I posted something for Black Friday. I'll make awareness. Like, obviously this page is not just an informational page, but we do provide these services. Sometimes I'll post the information. It'll say like something about nutrition. It'll be an article about nutrition. And I will say, here at this agency, we assist clients with balancing meals. We can prepare them for you. We can grocery shop for you. I'll kind of put that in my caption. And then like the agency name and telephone number. So that type of information. But I'm not, every single post is not, buy this package, get this an hour, buy this, buy that, purchase here, purchase now, purchase today, don't wait, run, don't walk. It's not just throwing it at them. I want to give them something. So have an online presence. Senior centers. It's almost time for my meeting. I got to make sure it's at 10 and not 11. At 10 and not 11. Senior centers. So community events, the library, I think I threw away. I did. So yeah, I threw it away. We get a weekly, it's like a monthly letter in the mail, from the library. And they often do different things like learning how to type or learning about the law. They just have different classes that they host on Zoom, or they host inside the library, or they may do a pair of both, so you can watch the class at home, but they're really there in the library. They have a different array of things. I reached out to them one time to ask them, if I could host. You could do like a lunch and learn. You could do, where you're letting people, giving awareness to your specific agency. Different things like that. But I reached out to them and asked them how I can do it, and that I can do it. So that'll be one of the things that I do when I'm licensed. I will be going to the library and asking them if I can put together something like that. It does not cost. And also with the park district, you can sponsor events. You can have events there. You can, I forget the word. You could be a vendor. You can be a vendor. So like my city's disability department had a resource fair. So that is anybody that helps children with children's services, anybody that helps with senior services, specifically to autism, specifically with ADHD, just any type of resources for the disabled community. Everybody was able to go there as a vendor, and they had a table, and I'll put some pictures in here because I don't think I ever have. I didn't have much content to make a video, but I'll put in what I have. So I attended as a vendor. This particular one did not require me to have a license, so I was able to attend. Very good, very good. I was able to, I had people, I didn't even think about this, but I had people asking me, are you hiring yet? When will you be hiring? Can you take they said, can you take my name and number? Not here's my name and number. And I think that is a big difference, because if I'm giving you my name and number, trust if I need you, I'm gonna call. That's just like, when you go purchase a car. This is me applying my regular life to the business life. I'm looking for a car. When you put your number and your email and stuff in there for them to call you, it's nonstop. And you already know it's going to go that way. But, if you're like, well, give me your name and your number and I'm going to call you. It's like, I'll get to you when I get to you, But if you left me with your name and your number, you're eager to talk to me. So, I thought that was better. But yeah, so I had different people talking to me for different reasons. I had other agencies saying, what do you think about getting together? And, I could be here if you need anything, and you'll be there if I need anything. and here's my business card. A girl gave me her name and number. That was good enough for me. She was like, I need to find my business card. I know I have one. She came back and gave me her business. It's a really good opportunity. One of the ladies also works in the disability department, is disabled. She's in a wheelchair. She came over, she talked to me, we talked about it, and she may be a potential client in the future. There was another woman that came. She didn't want to leave my table. She just kept talking and talking. She was like, really? I don't need a doctor's prescription? I'm like, well, it helps if you are assessed by the doctor. I do need to know what services I can help you with. I just explained it to her. If somebody doesn't need help with feeding, you don't put the food on the spoon and put it in their mouth. You don't do it. You're supposed to enable like growth. If they're able to do it, you promote that. Like, oh, okay, you could be like, oh, here you go. You put it on there and give it to them, and maybe they put the food in their own mouth. But as long as they can do it, you promote that. So, I just kind of explained that to her. Maybe we'll get into that later, like services, what they really mean, what they really look like, especially for non-medical. Maybe we'll get into that. Because I kind of got a lot I wanted to say about that real quick. But yeah, that's a really good opportunity to have people come at you with different questions, things that you never even thought about. So I really went there to like let people know, to find clients, to gain clients, if anybody knew of anybody, if they needed help themselves. But I got other people coming to me for different reasons. Library, City Disability Department, they can almost answer questions as well. They could put you on a referral list as well. So call and see, like introduce yourself, let them know. When I talk to them, if I have the recording, I'll put it in. But it was for the senior home services at first. And the woman was so nice. She was like, I am so proud of you. She was like, you sound so young. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you? She was like, you are young. I'm so happy that, you decided to take that step and you're doing this. This is something to be so happy, like so proud of. She was like, I'm proud of you for that. She was so nice, and she is the person in charge of the disability department. So it was nice for her to, it was nice for me to keep in contact with her so she can remember that. So once you get a reaction like that from somebody, stay in their mind. If you send them a holiday card, something so that they continue to remember you. And then when you do business, or when you cross paths, or when you receive your license like me and you reach back out to them, they know exactly who you are. They remember the feeling, because they might not remember the exact conversation, but they're going to remember, like, I know her. She was this, she was that, or you know what I'm saying? They're going to remember how they felt talking to you, and they'll probably go the extra mile to help you. If they hear about something, they'll immediately reach out. Oh, she sent me a Christmas card. It's right here. Let me call her. Let me write her back and tell her this or that, So stay on their mind. Once you give off a really good impression and you feel that, find a way to stay in their life, business-wise. You know what I mean? So that's another good way. Park districts, like I said, expo. I attended the expo. You guys should have seen in a previous video. I came to you at the time that I was there to show you the expo. It was a great opportunity. Honestly, I probably wouldn't sit around for the expo that we had. I would probably have like a table with my brochures on there, and people could just take it as they please. And I wouldn't have to be there. I would just have to set it up and leave it. And then the day that the expo ends, I would go collect my things. So that is one thing. That was pretty nice. Those are the things in the community. So consider being vendors and sponsors at different places. Now I'm going to get into places. Retirement communities, healthcare professionals. Oh, there's my encouraged word of mouth. Retirement communities, healthcare professionals. Let's see, your city's disability department, as I stated before, police departments, fire departments, hospitals, stores, and other companies that you can think of. I'm going to go back and touch on each of these as I think of something. I'm going to say think outside the box. This is another tip. Know who you're servicing. It helps. Are you going to service children? Are you going to service seniors? Adults, there's a difference. There's children, then there's adults, then there's seniors. Is it going to be everybody? Is it going to be children of intellect? Is it going to be adults of intellect? So get really specific and figure out who you're going to be servicing. Then it makes your target go from like wide range and everybody, and now you're condensing it and you have a specialty. So you're speaking to one direct audience. You have a specialty about it. And the good thing about that is you stand out better than somebody who helps everybody. So if you say I specialize in this, people are like, oh my gosh, this is a person that specializes in this. I want to go with them because they probably know every single thing about this, you know. So it works out better if you know your target range. And if you do want to take care of everybody, it's not to say that you're not going to do well. You just have to make it known. You kind of got to prove it. Everybody does that, just like us in our daily life. When you go get your hair done, if they do an amazing job, you want to keep going there. They had to prove it to you first, though. You know, you probably don't go somewhere where they messed your hair up 2-3 times, you know, maybe twice is like, but 3 and 4 times, it's like, okay, they can't do hair. I'm not going back there. So they prove to you that they did not know how to do hair. You're not going to continue to go there. So yes, anybody getting established, if you have a range of people that you service and you do well at it, you will get far. You know what I'm saying? But if you have a focus in one area, for me, it's just seniors. It's certain age and up. Intellect, non-intellect, doesn't matter. I don't get too deep into that. Just be a senior. So there is that. But think about who's going to need assistance. So when you get up there in age, people have different things. They might have heart failure, so they might see a cardiologist. Reach out to the cardiologist. They may have kidney failure, or they might do dialysis. Reach out to kidney centers. Reach out to dialysis centers. A lot of times when, okay, so anybody, but specifically seniors, they're already, you know, if they have other underlying causes of like health issues, they're exhausted after they do dialysis. And I've been a witness to that. So they're tired. They don't want to do anything for the rest of the day, for sure. And if they have to do it very often, that just becomes a part of their life. They're weak. They're sensitive to touch. They don't want to eat. They need the company. They just don't feel well. So reaching out to them could really help if they're within your specialty. For me, again, seniors, I could easily. Hi guys, I'm so sorry the video ended this way. As you know, I have to go get my car. So they called and told me that they were outside. So I'm going to go pick up my car. I'm going to come back with a part 2 because, believe it or not, there is more ways to gain clients to go over. So please stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you so much for tuning in, especially if you watched the video this long. Thanks. Bye.